Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Osprey Metron, which is a really comfortable and durable 26-liter commuter backpack. We've looked at a few different bags from Osprey on the channel in the past, but most of those have been a little bit more travel focused, so I was excited to finally have a chance to take a look at one of their daily carry offerings, and so far it's been a really great experience. The bag has been very comfortable to wear, it has a great build quality, a nice amount of weather resistance, I really like its organizational layout, and it also has an impressive amount of space. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, as far as the overall aesthetic, this definitely has a little bit of a technical feel. It has straps on the outside. It's not super sleek or minimal, but it is highly functional. This actually reminded me a little bit of the Osprey Farpoint 40, which we looked at a while back, and is a really solid travel bag. This looks almost like a smaller version of that. It's definitely gonna work great for the urban commuter if you're somebody who rides a bike a lot. This aesthetic is gonna be fine, or maybe even for taking into the outdoors on a hike. And the bag is offered in a few different colors. The version that I have here is the all black, but they also offer it in a red version. And then as far as the materials, the bag is made out of a really durable feeling 500D nylon pack cloth on the outside, and it definitely feels like this is gonna hold up well to rougher usage. And it also seems like it's gonna offer a nice amount of weather resistance. And then on top of that, the bag also has some really nice and well-protected YKK zippers all throughout. And if you're somebody who commutes by bike and you're worried about getting caught outside in a heavier rainstorm, it's also really nice that the bag includes a stowable and removable rain cover that is also really bright to offer some additional visibility if you happen to be riding around at night, while also protecting your bag in heavier rain. And then a really nice thing about this rain cover is you can actually remove it and leave it at home if you don't think you're gonna need it, or if you just want a little bit more space in the bottom of the bag. Continuing along the outside, I really like the use of these style of zipper pulls. They have a nice grip that makes it very easy to open and close all of the zippers. And then the zipper pulls also have these little reflective accents that are gonna give you just a little bit more versatility when you're riding your bike. And then on the front of the bag, you have these compression straps, which are really great. Osprey calls this their straight jacket compression, and it works very well. I really like how much you can actually tighten this down, particularly when you're not carrying as much stuff. This is a little bit of a bigger bag, but you can actually make it look quite small by using these compression straps, and it just helps keep everything in place. And then you can also use this for attaching maybe some larger items that don't fit inside of the bag, such as a jacket or maybe something like a yoga mat. I really like the use of these G-hooks, as it makes it very easy to release the compression. And then underneath these compression straps, you have this elastic pocket here. This is gonna be great for holding something like a bike lock. You can just kind of toss it in there, or maybe if you have an umbrella or a jacket, this is a nice and elastic to make it very easy to just throw something in quickly. And then behind that, one additional feature that's particularly good for a commuter is you have this little elastic band here with this plastic clip looking thing here, and this is going to be great for holding your helmet in place. You can actually thread this through the top of a helmet, and it tightly pulls it against the bag to just help you hang it up when you're walking around or you're not riding your bike, so that you don't have to carry your helmet separately. So a nice additional feature here. And then down at the bottom, you have one additional attachment point here where you can add a bike light to just add some extra visibility. At the top of the bag, you have a very nice handle. This is very comfortable. It's really thick and durable. It has this sort of seatbelt-like material that we've seen on a lot of other bags, and I really like how easy it is to just be able to reach down and grab the bag. It's not super flush against the top of the bag, but it doesn't stick out awkwardly, so really nice implementation here. And then on the side, I was really happy to see that an external water bottle pocket was included, and the implementation here is really interesting. I like the angle of this compartment here, and this is meant to allow you to access your water bottle while you're actually still riding your bike, so it's a little bit angled so that you can grab it quickly. And so this offers a decent amount of space. Currently what I have in here is the same insulated water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos, and that fit in there pretty comfortably. Even though this is pretty elastic, it did feel like a tight fit, and anything thicker than the water bottle that I had in there seemed like it might be hard to get in and out, particularly as you start to fill out the rest of the bag, but still really like the idea of having this angled opening here. And I like that when you're not using this compartment, because of the elasticity, it just kind of hugs the bag to give it a little bit of a cleaner look. Jumping into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 26 liters, which is a really versatile size in my opinion. It has more than enough space to carry everything that I might need on my day-to-day, but it's nice that it also has some leftover capacity if you have a longer commute or if you need to carry a change of clothes to go to the gym or maybe a jacket. So I really like having that extra bit of flexibility. And then it's nice that because this is meant for commuting, the bag still maintains a pretty slim silhouette that's going to help you stay aerodynamic when you're riding a bike. It doesn't stick out too much even when it's a little bit fuller. And then I also really like that because of the straight jacket compression that we mentioned earlier, that you can really shrink the bag down when it's not as packed out. And then another really nice thing about this particular size is that it can work well for minimal travel while still being very easy to carry on to pretty much any airline. And then moving into the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is an area where Osprey normally excels. I love how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding and they're really soft and broken in right out of the box. And then they have this meshy material on the inside to help prevent moisture from building up. And then they also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders even when it's a little bit more packed out. And then at the top, you also have these load lifter straps to give you just a little bit more control over how the bag sits on your shoulders. And then you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. And then as far as the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. I love the amount of padding that's offered all throughout the back area. It has this very comfortable foamy material. I really like how it's ridged here on the back. And then it's also nicely elevated to create this air channel. And then paired with this breathable kind of mesh material, it really helps add a lot of airflow while you're wearing this, even for a longer period of time throughout the day. And then the last thing I'll mention while we're on the harness system is that the bag includes a removable waist belt. And this is normally not a style of waist belt that I'm very crazy about. It's just a pretty thin strap. It doesn't offer much in the way of padding or support in my opinion. And also because I like to wear the bag a little bit higher on my back, a lot of times it felt like this was riding around my stomach as opposed to my hips. But it's nice that you can actually fully remove this if you don't want to use it as opposed to having to tuck it away. And I did notice that this did help stabilize the pack a little bit when I had it more packed out and I was riding my bike. It really kind of helped prevent it feeling like it was going to slide around. So it's still nice to have had this included with the bag. And then moving into the organizational options, the bag has plenty of pockets all throughout. And so kicking things off on the side, it has a very simple quick access area. This is a very nice zippered compartment and it has the same kind of elastic material that we saw in the water bottle compartment. So this is gonna be a great spot for anything that you need to grab a little bit more quickly. It has a nice amount of space, and then because it stretches out, you can probably put something a little bit larger in here. Me, for the most part, I just use this for some of the smaller accessories that I normally like to carry with me. So I just have my Key Smart in here, and then I also have a pocket knife, but this might be a great spot to put my keys. And this is also a material that's pretty soft, so it's not gonna scratch. So it may also be a great spot to quickly put away your phone so that you can just reach around and grab it quickly when you need to. Next up, you have another small quick access area on the front of the bag, and I really like the protection that's offered by this kind of lip that comes over the zipper here to give just some additional peace of mind. And so opening this up, there's actually a surprising amount of space considering this is meant to be a smaller pocket. I really like how all of the compartments in this bag offer a good amount of volume to give you plenty of flexibility with what you can actually store in them. And so with this one here, what I currently have is my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. And then I also have a simple lightning cable to charge my tablet and my phone. And then the last thing that I have in here is my Apple AirPods Pro. And even with those items in there, there was still plenty of leftover space. And then on the inside of this compartment, you have this sort of soft material. It's not fleece lined, but it still feels like it's gonna offer a nice amount of scratch protection for anything more delicate that you wanna place in here. And then behind that, there is a larger kind of admin area that's gonna have a lot of nice internal organization. This is actually a surprisingly large compartment. It goes down pretty deep, not all the way towards the bottom of the bag, but it's gonna be good for holding some taller items if you need to. And then because of the amount of volume offered here, I use this to store some of the bulkier items that I normally carry with me. So I have my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case, and then I also have my BluePot portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. And so just a really impressive amount of space. If I was using this for minimal travel, this might be a great spot to put in something like my Dopp kit or maybe an additional pair of smaller shoes. And then on the back, you have a few small slip pockets that are gonna help add just a little bit of additional organization for smaller items that you don't want floating down into the bottom of the bag. And so On the back of these, you have some larger slip pockets. One thing that I'll call out is you can see that when I place the bag down, these don't have any sort of elastic to kind of hold items in place. So in this case, here in this middle one, you can see I have a deck of cards that I normally like to carry with me. So the compartment has a nice amount of space, but items can tend to slip out. And then next to that, you have a few additional slip pockets that are gonna have a little bit more elasticity. I really like this sort of compartment as it's just great for anything that's a little bit more delicate. And so currently what I have in here is just my Apple Magic Mouse. And then behind that, each of these little slip pockets on the sides also has a small slot that's gonna be great for something thinner like a pen or a stylus, which is what I currently have here. And then moving on to the other side, again, you have a similar elastic compartment, very similar size. And then you also have that small slot where I currently just have a simple nail clipper. So really like all the different pockets offered here. For this middle one, you have two pockets kind of on top of each other. So one thing about these is that if you use one of the compartments, it's gonna be difficult to use the other because they kind of share volume. So I chose to use this one in the back, but I probably should have just used this elastic one as it kind of holds items in place a little bit better. And these are gonna be great spots to put something like a portable hard drive in addition to other tech accessories. And then the last thing that I'll mention here in this compartment is that you also have a lanyard with a little clip that's gonna be a great spot to attach something like your keys or a multi-tool, which is what I currently have here. And then the last area that we're gonna take a look at is the main compartment. And I really like how the zipper has been set up here. So you can actually use this as a top loading bag if you want, if you just wanna reach in and grab items very easily. But the zipper actually goes really far towards the bottom of the bag to make this almost a clamshell style bag. So you have to unhook the compression straps here to just kind of be able to see the zipper a little bit easier. And then you can bring this all the way down to allow you to pack this out and see everything that's on the inside. So I really like the versatility offered here. And then just the amount of volume in this 26 liters of capacity. I really love how easy this makes it to store bulkier items. And so jumping in to the items that I currently have here, first up near the top, I have my Matador packable shower towel, which is just great, particularly when I'm going to the gym and I just want to make sure to have an extra towel with me. And then next to that, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then because I had some extra capacity here, I threw in my DJI Mavic Mini case. And then down towards the bottom, I have a small Maxpedition pouch that has some of my EDC items. And then next to that, I also have my Bellroy Classic pouch where I have a lot of my dongles and cables that I like to carry with me. And then the last thing that I have here is a full-size Moleskine notebook. So even with those items in there, the compartment was still not fully packed out. It had some leftover space if I wanted to toss in a jacket or a lunchbox, but I really like the simplicity of this compartment. And then this is really what's gonna make it really good if you wanna use this bag for minimal travel. There's plenty of leftover space if I wanted to toss in my larger double-sided and compressible packing cube and maybe my DOP kit or an additional pair of shoes. I really like the versatility offered here. And then a nice thing about this bag is that it also has a separate shoe compartment to help keep your dirtier items away from everything else that you have in this main area. So that's here near the top. It even has a little icon to let you know that this is the shoe compartment. So opening this up, I really like how low this zipper comes down to make it very easy to get your shoes in and out. Currently what I have in here is just a flatter pair of sneakers that I might not want to ride my bike in, but I really like that this compartment has a nice amount of volume. So if you have a larger pair of athletic shoes or maybe some dress shoes, they should be able to fit in here pretty comfortably. I wear an 11.5 shoe size, so I was glad to see that it wasn't a super tight fit. So if you have a larger shoe size, you should still be able to fit them in here pretty well. And you can see just how much volume is offered in this compartment. One thing that I will mention that was a little bit strange here is just that you can't access this compartment from the outside of the bag, which is something that we've seen on other gym focused bags like the Air Duffel Pack 2, which might have been nice to be able to get your shoes in and out without having to actually open everything up completely. But that's just a small nitpick, and I still really like the implementation here and how you can use this not just for an additional pair of shoes, but maybe for some dirty or wet clothes while you're moving around. And then the last thing that we're gonna take a look at in this main area is the laptop and tablet sleeves. And so I really like that it has this sort of Velcro closing to help keep your devices in place. And then there's just a very simple sleeve here that offers plenty of capacity. You're definitely gonna be able to fit a full size 10 or even 12-inch tablet. Currently what I have in here is just my iPad mini, but that fit in there really easily. And the sleeve isn't super padded and it doesn't have any sort of fleece lining to help prevent against scratching, but it's still nice to just have a separate area where you could toss in your tablet to keep it protected from all the other items in the main area. And this might also be a great spot to put something like like a folder or some documents. And then behind that, you have a fully padded laptop sleeve, and I really like the implementation here. There's plenty of space. Currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, but you could definitely fit up to a 15-inch laptop. And then the sleeve itself offers a decent amount of padding, and I also like that it's suspended off the bottom of the ground to help add that additional peace of mind when you're placing your bag down. And so pulling my laptop out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. I really like how much this comes up, so it's gonna work well if you happen to have a thicker device. And then I really like that the compartment is not only suspended off the bottom, but that it's kind of pulled away from the sides here to help add some additional protection all throughout. And so just really makes me feel like my laptop is gonna be very well protected while I'm walking around throughout the day. And just a really nice, simple layout in this main area. I love the capacity that this offers and the flexibility provided all throughout the bag with the compression and the different organizational options. So if you're looking for a durable and comfortable bag that's gonna work well for commuting or just for minimal travel, then it's gonna be a great option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a really great experience testing out the Osprey Metron over the past couple of weeks. The bag has been very comfortable to wear and has a solid build quality. I really like the amount of space that it offers, and it also has a nice organizational layout. And so you can currently purchase this on Osprey's site or on Amazon starting at around $160, which feels like a pretty reasonable price considering the features and build quality that the bag has to offer. And on top of that, it also compares well to other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag that this made me think of was the Timbuk2 Parker Pack, which we looked at pretty recently. And that was another commuter-focused bag that had some nice features, particularly for people who like to ride their bike on their day-to-day. So it had some nice visibility, plenty of space. A nice benefit of that one is it was also expandable to provide a little bit more capacity. And I don't think that that bag was quite as comfortable as this one here, and I prefer the organizational layout on the Metron. That one also came in at a little bit of a higher price point, but if you're looking for something that's gonna offer a more modern aesthetic and just some extra flexibility due to the expandability, then that's gonna be a great option to check out. The next bag this made me think of is the Wandered Provoke, which I talk about a lot on the channel, and that's one of my favorite camera bags. It's very rugged and comfortable. It has a ton of weather resistance, and a nice thing about that one is it also has a roll top opening to help provide some additional protection and some expandability for when you have a little bit of a bigger load. And so that bag is going to come in at a slightly higher price point, especially if you start to add some of the accessories that Wandered sells for their bags, such as the waist belt or some of the camera cubes. But if you're looking for something that's going to be very reliable and provide you a lot of versatility in how you can kind of organize and store all of your camera gear, then that's going to be one of the best options to check out. Another bag this made me think of is the Air Duffel Pack 2, which is a really sleek and durable bag. That one's gonna be particularly good if you like to carry some stuff with you to go to the gym after you go to work. It has a very comfortable harness system, tons of weather resistance, and I really like the organizational layout on that bag. And that's gonna be just slightly smaller than this, coming in at 24 liters, but it comes in at a similar price range. And if you're looking for something that's gonna have a little bit more of a modern aesthetic while still providing plenty of space, then that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 24, which has been a really solid everyday bag. I was very impressed with how comfortable that bag is. It also has a phenomenal build quality, a nice amount of weather resistance, and it has a really cool organizational layout. A very unique thing about that bag is the three-way zipper that it has to allow you to easily pack everything out and see everything that's in the bag. And it also just has a surprising amount of space, some great protection for your tech. And if you don't need something that's quite this big or that's quite as focused on commuting on a bicycle, but more just an all-around everyday and minimal travel bag, then the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 24 is going to be one of the best options to take a look at. With that being said, the Osprey Metron holds up really well against all those bags, and if you're looking for a comfortable and durable commuter backpack that's going to offer a great organizational layout and plenty of space, then this is going to be a great option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Osprey Metron and how it compares to a lot of the other great commuter bags that we featured on the channel. And if there are any similar options that you think I should check out in the future, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you guys found this video helpful, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.